Yo, what is up, guys? It's your boy Bernie here, and I just had to go and make a video. I thought about going live, but I think a video is probably more appropriate. And again, I'm apologizing that this video is not properly done, but man, that was probably one of the best games in the NBA playoffs so far. You know, a lot of people were complaining about the NBA playoffs. It was boring. We obviously saw last night's game with Jokic basically going on his own. This game signifies how good both these teams can be, and it sucks that that both the Nets and the Celtics meet in the first round, because really the Brooklyn Nets should be a top 4 team, and so should the Boston Celtics. Again, you know, like we talked about earlier on the live stream a couple weeks ago, like there was a switch that flipped for the Boston Celtics last, I would say, January is when it happened. I think ESPN talked about it in their coverage, but man, what a game. What an absolute tremendous game. And again, Boston fans, you can hate Kyrie all you want. We can say what we want about Kyrie, but the thing is that he lives in our heads and we live in his heads, and I think that that's a relationship that maybe will be talked about in many years to come. But you know, this to me was what the NBA playoffs needed. A really good Brooklyn Nets team taking on a Boston Celtics team, a young Boston Celtics team with a little bit more experience since the last time they were in the playoffs in terms of, you know, when we were competitive. And it's amazing to see the switch that was flipped for us. You know, the Boston Celtics that we can see here, and really quick, I'm just going to give you the stats, and I do apologize that, again, this is not a video that's, you know, supposed to be something proper or anything like that, but to kind of go over the stats, Kyrie Irving had 39, Durant had 23. I thought that this was probably one of Durant's worst games, just in terms of the fact that he had 6 turnovers to go along with his points. You know, he really didn't make a huge impact the way that I think he really should have. I mean, it was crazy to see the fact that you had Al Horford being able to guard Durant, which in 2022, and Cuffs the Legend kind of said this in his tweet, and I definitely agree with it, is that, you know, it was amazing to see how much Horford could, like, stay with him in that sense. So I would say that this was, like I said, one of the best games. And, you know, again, from an analytical standpoint, I thought we did a great job on Durant. We kind of walled off, and at times it helped us, especially in the first quarter, and then other times, especially going into the third and the fourth, you know, we kind of blew it a little bit. I thought we could have done a much better job. We had so many more opportunities. And again, when it comes to playing a team like the Nets, you can't give up those fine margin plays. And that's what we did a lot of the times. Like, we gave up a lot of baskets to Kyrie Irving getting layups. And to me, I would say what was very fun and also very frustrating about this game was that it was a game where usually the old Boston Celtics would fold, right? They would get this lead, they would, you know, lose the lead, and then all of a sudden you see the Brooklyn Nets come out of nowhere and win the game because we have a lot of selfish players, or maybe not selfish players, but make selfish plays is more like it. And this was the first time I've seen in a while where a Boston Celtics team was so unselfish, so passing the ball. I mean, that last possession that you could see there, you know, Brown drives, you know, tries to post up, didn't like it, drove it, kicked it to Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart with the up fake, drives in, and instead of Marcus Smart going for a pull-up or anything like that, he saw Jason Tatum cutting, and because of all the defense that was focused on him, because it was, you know, less than 5 seconds, hitting Jason Tatum, hitting the spin move for the layup. Again, Jason Tatum in his post-game conference said that it was just a layup, or at least I can't remember with the woman that he spoke to for ESPN. I do apologize for that, but it was more than that. It was the fact that you were in the right position at the right time to make a great play, and you could clearly see that that was the right play to make. And man, it is awesome to see that we were able to do that. Again, I thought that this was probably one of our better games. You know, Brown, I think, could have played a lot better. I would say Tatum was probably the best one out of the group. Smart as well, but Brown struggled a little bit. I thought in that third quarter there was a lot of missed layups that we normally make. Al Horford missed the putback dunk, and I really thought that was really going to cost us, because when I look back at those decisions, I'm like, you know, we had those advantages, we had the mismatch, we had the opportunity, you know, the fast breaks to go and make those layups, and we just missed them. And so luckily those things did not come back to bite us in the butt, but at the same time, we made those buckets, and we made them when it mattered most, especially with the way that we shot tonight, you know, compared to them. They were about 53% from the floor. We were about, I believe, 47, 36 from 3. They were 45 from 3, and that's due to Kyrie Irving just going supernova. And again, I thought that this was one of those things that I saw from the Boston Celtics is that we have resilience. We have the ability to come up and go in and really attack any team that we come up against. And I thought that this was a huge test for us. Again, I see all the Twitter trolls. I see everybody saying the Celtics are going to choke this again. Again, I think the Boston Celtics played a tremendous game. And what was funny about that last bucket for Tatum was that was his first bucket in the fourth quarter, because I thought the Brooklyn Nets, did a great job of walling him off whenever he would try to drive, whenever he would try to do anything. And we all know that if Tatum falls in love with that jumper, especially around the three-point line, especially going off the dribble, it's not necessarily, I would say, his best strong suit. I think he's able to do it, but I think that because he didn't have the ability to go drive in, I thought that it was very tough for him to go up and get started and get going in his games. And so, again, tremendous effort by the Boston Celtics fans here. And also, like I said, you got to give it up to the Brooklyn Nets. I know a lot of Celtics fans are going to really hate that I give them credit, but hey, man, they adjusted very well, and we just made a hell of a play. Again, I don't think anything was separating these two teams. Boston did it. I would say that this was probably Boston's worst fourth quarter. Only 19 points compared to the other three quarters that they had, a 29, a 32, a 35-point quarter in the first, second, and third, and then a 19 in the fourth. And again, Celtics, we need to start looking at what can we do. I mean, again, we didn't get anything from Grant Williams. I thought Derek White didn't play very well, and then Pritchard, he's just kind of going to make a play here or there, not really going to do too much. And so it was nice to rely on, I would say, the fact that we can rely on our starters, especially our star players. I would say Tatum, obviously being the number one guy, to actually go and do things, man. And again, I really enjoy the way that we've been playing so far. And if Udoka carries this, man, again, I thought Chauncey Billups was the hire that they should have made, but at the end of the day, I do appreciate the fact that Udoka took those criticisms, took those critiques, not even from me personally, right? From everybody. Every Celtics fan, I think, was feeling that way. But I think he's a great coach, man. And knowing that he had the history with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, it made me a little bit more comfortable having him as a coach. More so that he knows these players, he knows the history of these guys, and puts them in the best position. And again, we played very Spurs-esque in that last moment, and that's huge for me. That is something that I want my basketball teams. When I'm coaching high school, whatever team, whether I'm playing 2K, it don't matter what I'm playing, but or coaching, whether it's my 5th or 6th grade team, whether it's my high school team, whether it's the college team that one day I'll coach. That type of effort and resilience is what's needed in the league, man. And so the fact that we were able to play that way, the fact that we were able to create a moment like that here in TD Garden, it's something spectacular. And I think a lot of them are saying that Brooklyn are underdogs in this series. I don't think so. I think that this is a lot closer than people think. Us fans, we want this to be a very easygoing game, but at the same time, I think that the Boston Celtics are doing a great job with the way that they've been handling situations and stuff like that. And so we'll see what Game 2 has in store. The next game is not till Wednesday, and so we'll find out what that's going to entail. But I do want to appreciate you guys for tuning into this kind of instant reaction. I'll probably go live either on Monday. Let's go live Monday because Easter, that's why I'm dressed up a little bit more. Let's go tomorrow on Monday and talk a little bit more about the game. I want to go a little bit more into detail. I'm going to clip some stuff up and kind of watch more of the film to see what really happened in that fourth quarter for Jason Tatum and why he got so quiet. Also figure out why Kevin Durant was not able to get to his favorite spots. And again, Kyrie Irving, big troll. Our fans are trolls as well, and I think that this is just kind of two bitter exes going at it with each other. And so, hey, man, we're here for it. It's NBA playoffs. It's the drama. It's the stuff that, circulates the news wave. We're going to see Stephen A. Smith probably talk about it, everything like that. Congratulations to the Boston Celtics on a great win, 115-114, Boston in Boston. And again, I'm looking forward to game number 2, which I think should have a lot more in store. And we'll see, especially if Robert Williams and Ben Simmons can come back in this series, what it really will mean for both of these teams. Again, I thought that this was a huge statement win for the Boston Celtics. A lot of people were criticizing him because, Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving haven't played together as much, but I thought that this was a tremendously perfect opportunity for the Boston Celtics to finally get over that hump, play team basketball, something that I've been clamoring for, and I think Udoka's the right coach to help us with that. So let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys make of the game? Were you a fan? Were you guys disappointed if you're a Nets fan? And what really do you think happened in that fourth quarter with Jason Tatum in terms of only having 2 points? But luckily, it was the 2 points that we needed. Anyway, guys, like I said, please remember to hit that like, share, and subscribe button, and we'll catch you guys on the next episode. Peace.